from JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, February the 24th, 2025. We open with the return this past Saturday of 6 Israeli hostages to Israel, 4 of whom were abducted by Palestinian terrorists during the October 7th Hamas massacre and held in Gaza for 505 days. Elia Cohen, Omer Van Kurt, Tal Shoham, and Omer Shem Tov. Each of them finally able to reunite with their parents, their family members, their children. The 2 additional hostages released Saturday by terror group Hamas were Avira Mengistu and Hisham al-Sayed, who separately each entered the Gaza Strip of their own accord, suffering from mental health issues and held for over a decade in Hamas captivity, reunited with their family members at long last. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu welcomed home the former hostages, saying their return is a moment of joy and relief to their families and the entire nation of Israel. The Prime Minister then turned to the devastating fate of Israeli hostage Shiri Bibas. As we reported to you, when terror group Hamas returned remains of the Bibas family last Thursday, her children, Ariel and Kfir, were positively identified, but the body said to be Shiri's was not hers. Hamas then did return the correct remains Friday night, which were received in a special IDF ceremony, positively identified by the Forensics Institute in Israel on Saturday. Netanyahu saying the heart of our nation is broken by the abduction and cruel murder of Shiri and her children, Ariel and Kfir, of blessed memory. We share the deep sorrow of the Bibas family and embrace them dearly. The Prime Minister said 63 hostages are still being held by Hamas. The government of Israel is committed to continue acting decisively in order to bring all of our hostages back home, the living to their families and the deceased to proper burial in their country. Shiri, Ariel, and Kfir Bibas will be laid to rest on Wednesday in a private funeral, the family said. The Bibas family did publish the route of the funeral procession, they wrote, in order to enable anyone that wishes to do so to accompany our loved ones on their final journey. Well, tributes were held for Shiri, Ariel, and Kfir Bibas around the world this weekend, with landmarks and buildings illuminated in the color orange, which has come to symbolize the 2 red-headed children. Here in the United States, in New York City, Niagara Falls, San Francisco, and around the world, including in Argentina, Spain, Brazil, and Switzerland, where orange balloons were released in the air, along with Israel's national anthem playing Hatikva, the Hope. And thousands gathered in New York City's Central Park yesterday to mark the 500 days of captivity, which was reached last week, of the hostages being held. Former hostages and hostage family members spoke to the crowd, as did Jewish organization leaders and officials, including New York Congressman and vocal Israel advocate Richie Torres, among others, demanding the release of all of the hostages still being held by Hamas in Gaza and calling for phase 2 of the hostage deal to move forward. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, February the 24th at 7 o'clock. It's FIDF Live. At 8, Abigail Pogrebin speaks to Rabbi and author Benjamin Resnick about his novel Next Stop. At 8:30, it's Israel Outside In. At 9, former Miss Israel Titi Aynaw is on L'chaim. At 10, it's Defending Israel with David Harris, and then an encore of the news. And coming up next, it's Good Week, Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, February the 24th, 2025. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.